Hello, and welcome to the Jews Doing Jewish Things podcast. So glad to have you. So, today I kind of just want to talk about baseball, really. Sports in general, but baseball and what it means to me as a Jewish fan. Because I love baseball so much. There's an aspect of it that has come from me being a meme in the Mets community that I find really funny. You can never call me a fair weather fan. That's something about me. You can call me a lot of things. Obsessive, just especially about baseball, 100%. But a fair weather fan, and a fair weather fan, for those who are unaware, is like when you only like your team when the weather is fair. So when they're doing well, which I don't know if you can say that ever about a Mets fan. You don't become a Mets fan. You're born a Mets fan. You know what I'm saying? Like for the Yankees, you know, you just pick a team. You're like, oh, they have 27 World Series rings. I'm just gonna go on there, hop on that train. You're born on the Mets train, and you can never get off. So, but this season, hopefully, it has been going well for us so far. So, what I meant when I said I wanted to talk about being a Jewish sports fan, and there's just a sense of pride, which is I know the most about baseball. So like for football, for example, I only really know my team and then the other big names. But in baseball, I'm well aware of the league in general, and so it's really exciting for me to see like a Jewish player do well, and even for teams that are in my division specifically, where I'm like I want them to lose. But then, for example, there's Max Fried, who's on the Atlanta Braves, and all of a sudden I'm like, go! I'm like, go team! We got this! As if I'm involved just because he's Jewish. Like, I don't even know his level of observance, if at all. For all I know, he could not see himself as Jewish, but I'm over here projecting onto him, And then there's broadcasters like Gary Cohen, who it's so awesome to see how just casually he mentions Jewish things. Like in terms of representation, just in general, in terms of any media, there's a discussion about how it's also important just to have casual. Like I don't need to see every instance of Judaism on my screen be Orthodox, because that doesn't represent the people in general. Not all Jews are Orthodox, I'm certainly not Orthodox, and I still think it's very important to see myself represented and all the facets of Judaism represented. So there's, Gary Cohen making jokes on national television, like Jewish jokes, things about specifically Jewish identity it thrills me. He mentioned Jewish day camp the other day, and I squealed, and there's a TikTok that I'm going to put at the end of it that I think encapsulates what it's like to be a Jewish Mets fan. And it's just, it's a good time to be a Mets fan right now, hopefully. And hopefully it stays that way. And I just think, yeah, I'm just speechless with how excited I am.
What would you say is the most Jewish sports franchise team name?
Anytime you hear any Jewish person talking about the Mets, it's in the same cadence as they talk about the evils of what the world has done to us. It's always like, and then when will this hardship deal? The bullpen, what the bullpen does to my family is unexcusable.
How many times do I have to say you need to build a rotation around Jacob deGrom?